ground shook violently, sending tremors through the earth. People screamed and buildings crumbled as the aftershocks continued to wreak havoc on the city. But little did they know, the real terror was just beginning. As the dust settled and the chaos subsided, strange creatures began to emerge from the ground. They were like nothing anyone had ever seen before, twisted, grotesque beings with sharp claws and glowing red eyes. They moved with an unnatural grace, their movements almost fluid as they slithered out of the earth. The survivors watched in horror as the creatures began to attack, their screams echoing through the streets. Some tried to fight back, but it was no use. The creatures were too powerful, too relentless in their pursuit of destruction. As the night wore on, the city became a battleground between the aftershock creatures and the remaining humans. It was a fight for survival, a fight for their very lives. But no matter how hard they fought, it seemed like the creatures were unstoppable. In the end, only a handful of survivors remained. They huddled together in a dark alley, their hearts pounding with fear. They knew that the creatures were still out there, waiting for their next victim. And as the sun rose on the devastated city, the survivors knew that they would never be the same. The aftershock creatures had changed everything, leaving behind a trail of destruction and death in their wake. But one thing was certain, they would never forget the horror of that night, the night when the ground opened up and unleashed hell on Earth. And they would never be able to shake the feeling that the creatures were still out there, waiting to strike again.